they've sent in via email, even all the way until this morning. I received a question this morning that I'm going to try to integrate into our first. Oh, we have another candidate present. Dr. Juanita Wallace, thank you for being here. If you'll just choose either one of those seats down there, we'll go ahead and continue with the instructions. Thank you for being here. So here's the format. You weren't late. I said if somebody walked in late, they're going to have to hear these instructions, but you were right on time. So here are the instructions. In this particular debate, I have 8 questions, and what I would like to do, I picked that so we can pick the order of the starting question. So they're going to answer in this order, but we're going to start the question off with a different respondent first. So it's like cutting cards. So you'll be the first one to answer the second question. You'll be the last one to answer the second question. We'll just keep going down that way until our last question. If Asani is able to make it, he will be that next person also. So that's that. And I guarantee you everybody will be able to figure out what I just said there. Mr. Burton, welcome. I announced to everybody, Hassani, Dr. Wallace are here, Juanita Wallace. So at this point, the order has been set. We'll do 90 seconds to respond to each question. And we have Luana Porter, who is here. She is going to be our volunteer for time. She has she has signs. She has a 30-second sign. Thank you, Luana.
She's ready.
Thank you very much. So she has a 30-second and a 10-second. And a stop. Time is up. So, again, when you see the stop, time is up, I really don't want to have to go back there and turn off your mic and then go. I brought 2 mics so we could move this thing around quickly, and we appreciate your cooperation there. I know it's going to be tight, but at the last 10 minutes, at 8:40, I'll say 8:48 is when I'll need someone to say, hey, we got 10 minutes left. What I will do is then give 2 minutes to everyone to give their closing remarks. And then if you guys don't mind kind of staying around for 5 minutes at the end, I know I'm asking a lot, but our homeowners generally try to engage whatever guests we have at the end of the meeting. So I encourage you to take that opportunity as well. All right, so welcome, and I will just start with the prepared words that we have for everybody. Welcome to Buckner Terrace Homeowners District 7 Candidate for Council Forum. While many of us have already heard much about each of the candidates and their views on issues across the city of Dallas, including the Trinity Road Project, the SM Wright Boulevard Project, and issues concerning Fair Park, we would like to do something a bit different in our forum. We will discuss the Buckner Terrace neighborhood, and we will focus on issues that are important to the Buckner Terrace neighborhood, as expressed as their top concerns, and how each of those candidates plan to address those if selected to represent us as our city council member. While we will address Buckner Terrace specific concerns, many of these concerns are also shared with our neighboring neighborhoods, and fully expect that the candidates would offer the same opportunities to support each of their neighborhood concerns as well. We already understand what the needs of Buckner Terrace are, and we know that it's time for action. Please keep this in mind while answering the following questions, and try to offer your best solutions, rather than indicating that we would need further analysis to identify what we need. Each of the following questions, as said earlier, will be limited to a 90-second response time. Please try to keep an eye on Ms. Porter here. She will have your 30-second alert and your 10-second alert. And when you get to time stop, please stop. Thank you. All right, so question number 1, we will start with Tiffany Young, and we'll just go down the order. Let me go ahead and get you guys your mics. I'm a great delegator, but I've got to figure out how to do all these things first myself, so hold on. All right, please introduce yourself, and please include the following in your introduction. What neighborhood do you live in? How long have you lived there? how long have you been involved with your neighborhood association, and what your how you would describe your occupation. I'm sorry, I tried to merge two questions there, so I'm going to repeat that for everyone. Please introduce yourself and include the following: your occupation, what neighborhood you live in, how long you've lived there, and how have you been involved with your neighborhood association. Clear question, or one more time? Everybody's got it? Awesome. We'll start with you, Ms. Young.
Good evening to Buckner Terrace. It is indeed a pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you. Okay. It is a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm no stranger to Buckner Terrace, no stranger to City Hall. Buckner Terrace is a great neighborhood. You all are a very active community, and it is a pleasure to be here in the middle of early voting, as it has been stated. I live over in the Cedar Run neighborhood. It is at Prairie Creek and by Forest Fieldhouse, Prairie Creek and Military Parkway. Have lived there most of my life. My family moved there when I was a sophomore in high school, and I still live in that same neighborhood, so that's been some 20-something years now. We no longer have an active neighborhood association. It was very active during the day that the Honorable Larry Duncan served as a council member, but it has not been active, and so that is something that we are undertaking as a neighborhood to try to get that neighborhood association back active. The other one is occupation. Since 2007, I graduated from Lincoln High School here in Dallas. I'm a native Dallasite, born and raised. Graduated from Lincoln High School, and then went off to Florida A&M University. And since 2007, have been working in the nonprofit field, serving as a development director, which includes fundraising, government affairs, and things of that nature. And as I said, it's indeed a pleasure to be here. I also served as the park board representative for Buckner Terrace when it was in District 4, as well as when it was in District 7. Thank you.
Good evening. Again, as Ms. Young stated, it's a pleasure to be here this evening to speak before you all. My name is Randall Parker. Can you hear me? My name is Randall Parker, and I've been a resident of District 7 for over 22 years. I'm a resident of John West and Buckner. I've worked in this district for over 22 years as well as a parole officer. I recently retired from that position last February, and I'm currently working for the City of Dallas in the Economic Development Department.
Your neighborhood association's activity, how active have you been as part of your neighborhood?
Okay, well, I live in John West. I live in Bridget Square Apartment, so we don't have a neighborhood association, but I am a member of the Ferguson Road Initiative.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Miranda Furman. My husband is actually a native of Buckner Terrace, and my mother and father-in-law spent many nights in this school engaging with the political process. So I'm excited to be here with you all this evening. We have lived in the South Boulevard, Park Row, historic neighborhood for about a year now, and we are co-presidents. We've been active since a couple months before we actually moved in, because the house wasn't ready. But we now serve since September, I think, about that long, as co-presidents of our neighborhood association, and another couple on South Boulevard serve as co-vice presidents. So that way, even if something is going on in the household, we know that the business of the neighborhood can still get done.
Occupation.
I'm a sociology professor at the University of North Texas at Dallas. Most recently, for the past 18 months, I've also been the director of experiential learning, which has built out service learning and internship opportunities for UNT Dallas students throughout the city of Dallas.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Felder, and I've been a resident of this area of John West and Buckner, a homeowner and taxpayer for the last 20 years. I'm a real estate broker by trade. I've had my own company for the last 20 years, and I'm also an adjunct instructor of real estate at Richmond College. I founded my homeowners association, which is Hillview Terrace, I founded it because we had an apartment complex that was proposed to be built on John West Road. I put a petition out, got all my neighbors together, and that's how the homeowners association was founded, to fight the developer that wanted to build on John West. Although we didn't win that battle, we do have a homeowners association, and so it has brought the neighbors together. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm James J.T. Turkett. I'm originally from Dallas. James J.T. Turkett. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. I went to the military, came back in 1989, highly decorated soldier. Moved back to Oakland area in 1990. I married a lady in Buckner Terrace, and that's how I came to this area. So I've been here about 25 years in this area. We started a crime watch meeting over there, helped kill a lot of crime. I had the pleasure to serve as a week seat president over Southeast and Buckner Terrace here for 2 years. I worked with Chief Gray. I know a lot of officers in the back. I served with the Southeast Dallas Chamber of Commerce, chairman of the True Council Business Economic. We trained over 2,000 people going business and get jobs in this area. And in the Southern Dallas area, I served on quite a few boards, and I've been working in the community tremendously. I'm also a senior minister. I came here as associate pastor. I've been a senior minister now 25 years in this area.
Good evening, I'm Juanita Wallace. I'm a retired school administrator for Dallas Independent School District. I'm also the former NAACP president. I live at 2816 Park Road Avenue in Dallas, and I've been living in Dallas since 1985. The resident that I live in, I've been there since 2014. I moved there specifically because I wanted to run for District 7 City Council. Before then, I lived in District 2 with Madrano. I feel that I'm the best candidate for that particular area, so that was the reason I moved there. And occupation, we do have an association there. And as a matter of fact, Crime Night Out, that was when I was introduced to most of the neighbors at 2816 Park Road. So that's where I am. 30 seconds left. Thank you.
My name is John Lawson. I live on Hamilton, that's right off Waco, across the street from Fair Park. I've been there 10 years and we don't have a homeowners association. I am a minister. I'm the pastor of Children of God Ministry, but for most of my life, I worked as a door-to-door salesman for Fuller Products Company. I don't know if you ever heard of Fuller Products. Fuller Products was started by, I had the opportunity to work for one of probably the greatest black businessman ever in America. His name was S.B. Fuller. I worked for him for 17 years before he died in 1988. Not only was he developed himself, he took $25 to build a multi-million-dollar business, but he helped a lot of other people do the same thing, including Mary Kay. One of the things I want to do is to encourage our young people to be prosperous and successful, and that's why I'm running for this seat. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay, y'all gonna have to wake up for me. I know there's a lot of people up here. My name's Sonny Ferguson, candidate for Dallas City Council District 7, and I've been a tax-paying homeowner of Bayer Street Village since 2011. At that time, I established BSVNA, which is the Bayer Street Village Neighborhood Association, and I've been president of that
thank you to the candidates for that first round. Seems like everybody has the flow going out well. Sorry about that. I think we have the microphone problem situated. If not, then this will become your microphone and I'll switch with you, but we'll just have to kind of share it. If you just give the microphone to the next person before you sit down, I think that's probably the best way that we can move forward without having any issues. Question number 2.
Hey, Mr. Mack, I'm so sorry. Could we have a microphone for this end and then a microphone for that end?
Yeah, I just don't have enough microphones to make that happen. I wish I did. So if we do have to move it, what I'll do is I'll move the whole mixer to the middle. That way everybody has full run of the cord. You know, you've had to share before, I'm sure. Sorry, this is on the fly as we go, but if you'll bear with us, we'll bear with you. So, and let me say this, I appreciate the neighbors that are helping, and I need that feedback as well. I was treating this like a middle school speech class, which I've taught before. If they don't answer all the questions, then they don't answer all the questions. So I appreciate you guys helping, because really, the answers are for us. We need to know. So again, jump in within the realm of still allowing the chair to facilitate the meeting. So thank you. Number 2, you've already been talking to residents in Buckner Terrace about their concerns. The people have spoken about their concerns to each of you personally. Please tell us how you will address and implement changes within our neighborhood during the first 60 days of your term in office. Again, I'll reread that question. You've already been talking to residents in Buckner Terrace about their concerns. The people have spoken about their concerns to each of you personally. Please tell us how you will address those concerns and implement changes within our neighborhood during the first 60 days of your term in office. Mr. Parker?